Many women struggle with low libido or sex drive. In fact, up to 40% of women in the United States seek help from their doctors for this very issue. There's so many different things that can cause it, and a medical doctor will look at medical causes. For example, it could have to do with pelvic organ dysfunction. It could have to do with pelvic organ muscles. It could have to do with certain medical diseases or different medications that you might be taking. So after exploring all of those options, if all of those have been ruled out, then of course it could be due to other much more complex issues like psychological issues, perhaps self-esteem or problems in your relationship with your partner. The treatment is going to depend on the cause. And so you mentioned that you've been to the doctor a few times actually, and they've said everything is fine. And so that is good that all medical problems have been ruled out. But of course that leaves you wondering, what do you do? Because nothing's improved over time. There are a few factors to consider, and after listening to this, you can decide what might apply to your situation and what might help you best. Now, when it comes to psychological issues, like I mentioned, it could have something to do with your relationship with your partner. It is actually a good thing to talk things out with your partner and let them know how you're feeling. Perhaps in your discussion, the two of you will come up with the reason behind your low sex drive. And having them more aware of what you're going through may help them be more sensitive so it's not such an issue for you in the first place. Maybe there are things you need to work out with your partner, and once you've addressed those issues, then sex becomes not so much of an issue. There have been studies done to show that when a couple is happy and things are going well, sex is only 10% of the relationship, but when things aren't going well, it's 90% of the relationship because it's the one thing that they can look to actually bond over. And if they're not having it, then it becomes a source of contention. Sometimes it's due to depression. If you're depressed, it means that you're probably just tired and you lack energy. You find that at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is think about that. And so if depression is a problem for you, do what you can to eliminate stressors in your life, simplify things, and take time out for yourself to recharge. And if that doesn't help, then seek professional help from your doctor. Medication and counseling might be necessary. In fact, sometimes counseling is not only productive for the person who's struggling with low libido or depression, it might be good for the couple to go to counseling. There's counseling for couples to help them learn how to communicate better. There's also sex therapy. A lot of couples find success when they turn to that type of therapy. Another issue that can contribute to it all is low self-esteem. The last thing a woman wants to do is put herself out there if she feels like she's overweight. And so if this is an issue for you, exercise and start eating right and take care of yourself. And actually women notice when they start exercising, whether they lose weight or not, that they often have a higher sex drive because it does boost testosterone levels in your blood. It's really good that you've acknowledged this as a problem because that's the first step to doing something about it. If talking with your partner and making lifestyle modifications like reducing stress, exercising, making more time for each other, if those things aren't helping, then talk with professionals about other things you can do. Good luck with everything, and if you have more questions for me in the future, please feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.